Today we're going to take a ride through Myrtle Beach State Park. It is a large state park with close to 300 campsites, so we won't go in most of the campsites. It's also relatively busy, even though this is midweek, early spring. So a lot of the campsites are occupied and we can't get in those sites. So we will, for the most part, just ride around the campground and get a good look at the sites. They all appear to be basically level. One thing I've done that's a little different with this video is, in addition to going through the park forward, I've also taken a quick ride through backwards, because some of the sites, it's really hard to see what the site looks like when we go through in a forward direction, and they're occupied and it's hard to get into. So at the end of each loop, I turned around and rode the bike back through the other direction, and there'll be a quick view of each loop separately from the wrong direction, and you'll have to figure out which site is which based on campers that are in each site, because I can't really give you numbers going through backwards. I hope the reverse direction makes it a little bit easier to see what the site looks like. I hope that's helpful. And here we go. There's several cabins available to rent here. This may be the only one that will pass. And then we have the ranger station and a small camp store. Apparently the gift store is much bigger somewhere else in the property. But anyway, campsite 1 is occupied. Site 2 is empty. Three is occupied. 4 is empty. And we will also not be going exactly in numbered order, as some of these get kind of confusing. It's a little hard to keep track of what's next as you ride around. You can look at the campground map and see that the numbers aren't the most consistent thing in the world. So we're just going to follow around each of the loops and see what there is to see. And so that's site 7, site 8 with the Airstream in it. Right, the laundromat and bathrooms are in this building right here. That's site 10. In site 11. (12) and 13, and the escape is in 14. And the Class C is in 15. And then 16 is empty. (17), 18, 19, and then we have our 2 dump stations in front of the bathhouse. And then we pick up site 20, 20AA, and 20A. And 20B. And that completes the loop 1. And now we'll come out here to, circle 2, which is sites 25 through 64. Well, let's see. We got to come over here to pick up site 23. Site 25. And that is site 26. 27. 28. And site 29. Okay. And site 30. And this would be site 31. And 32. And 33. That's site 34. Site 35. Then we're going to 37. And 36. 39. And site 38. And we come to the bathhouse. We get site 40. And 41. Tree kind of gets in the way with that one a little bit. And 42. And 43. 44. And this is 45. And 46. 47. And the bullet is in site 48. And if I had a negative comment about this campground, it would be that it is across the highway from the airport. So it's a little bit loud at certain times of the day. All right, that's site 49. Site 50. And 51. It doesn't look like it's been used in a while. 52. And 54. 53. 55. Looks like you have a choice of how you get into 55. And 56 is occupied. And we have another bathhouse. 57. And this site 58. And 60 has the tent on it. And 59 has this little camper on it. 61 has the truck. All right, 63 is empty. 64. Hey.
This was our spot this one.
All right, now we're at site 60 and 58, 57. Okay, we're going around 55, 54. Too many loops to keep track of. Hey. Hey. All right, so now we will start with circle 3 at Myrtle Beach State Park, which begins at site 65. And then 65A. And again, the numbers are a little bit confusing. All right, so we will go to 66. And to start with, we can stay in order, but the order is going to get messed up in a little bit. But that's 67. This is 68. And the 3 tents are on site 70. And then 71. And 72. And 73. And 74. Let's see, 76. And 75. And 78. And 77. And 79 and 80 and the Jeep is in 81 and the fifth wheel's in 82 As we pass the bathhouse, this is 83. There's a playground that I think is accessible from the next loop, or visible from the next loop. That's 84. That one was 85. All right, we have 88 and 87, 89, 90, 92. Hey. That's site 90, and then 91, and then 94 is empty. It's 93. And this is 96, 98, and 99. And I missed another one. 99 is there. Okay, so the Rockwood is in 97. There's 100. No, that one is 98 that we've seen. There's 100. The numbers are a little confusing in here. 101 and 102 has the tents. 103 has a tent. 104 is Class C, and 105 is empty. And 106. This is 107. That building is a storage building of some sort. 108 has the tracer. 110 has his Class C. 109 has the truck. 111 is this empty site. 112 has the fifth wheel. 114 has this cute old camper. I shouldn't call it old, it's antique. 116 is empty, and 118 has the tent. I missed another one. So 115 has this fifth wheel. 117 is here. The power pedestals are confusing me even more. 118 is the empty site. 119 has the Class C, and 120 has the Class A. 121 is empty, and 122 has the little pull behind. And now we get 123 is empty, and 123A is also empty. And then we come to the bathhouse, and I think we're back to circle 2. All right, 123A, 122. Oops, here comes something big. All right, I think this is loop 4. And I'm gonna go around it backwards to make the numbers work, but that's 127 and 129. The ones on my left are numbered from the other side. So the tent is at 131, Starcraft at 132. That site is 134. Pop-ups in 137. All right, this little site's 136. And we have 138 that's occupied with a tent. 139 is empty. That site is 140. So that is 142. And 143 that's empty. 144 is occupied. And over here we have 135 that's a pull through, and 133. Well, they got that one tight to the trees. And then we have 130 and 128. And this one is 147 with a nature center over here. And then we pick up 126 and 124 out on the end. And then 152 that is empty. 153 is occupied. 154. 155. So anyway, we will start with site 156, which has this white van in it. And 157. And 158. 159. All right, so much for nice numbers. 161. And this would be 163. There's 164. And 165. It's 166. 168. 169. And this is 170. I don't see a number with that at all. That is 171. And this is 172. So 175 is empty, as is 177. 176 has this tent. 178 is empty. 179 is empty, and 180 is empty. 181 is occupied. 182 is empty. 184 is occupied, and 186 is empty. 183 is occupied, and 185 is occupied. 187 is occupied. 188 is empty. 189 is occupied. 190 is empty. 191 is empty. And 192 is occupied. Hello. 193 is occupied. These are some deep sites. 194 is occupied. 195 is a pull through. How about that? Occupied. 196 is empty. And we'll ride in this one just to see how big it really is back here. Easy in and out, really big site. All right, 198 is occupied. I'm sorry, that's 199. 198 is empty. Try again. How about 197 is occupied with the Imagine? 199 is occupied with a tent. The numbers in this campground are very confusing to me. At least try and do it on a bicycle. 200 is occupied. 201 is occupied. And there's the entrance to Circle 6, and we'll come back and get it in a little bit. 203 is occupied. I'm still hunting a number for that one. I found the number. And I will get out of the way of this big motorhome. So the site that I missed the number is 204 that is occupied. There's a playground back in the woods that connects to one of the other loops. 205 is empty, and you can see the playground back in the back. I'll let this other truck go by. All right, now we have 206 that's occupied, and 208 it's also occupied. 207 is empty. And we have a bathhouse. And this is 209. And 210. The reflection is in 212. 211 is empty. 213 is also empty. 214 is occupied. 215 is occupied. 216 is occupied. 217 is occupied. 218 is occupied. Here's 219, it is empty. 220 is occupied. 21 is being occupied. 222 is occupied. 23 is occupied. 24 is empty. 225 is occupied. 226 has Class A in it. That looks like it's 227 and not available. 228 is also not available. We'll let fifth wheel go by. And we'll let the car go by. 229 is occupied. That is 231 that's occupied. 232 is empty. 233 is occupied. 234 is occupied. This is 235. That must be 236. This 237 is across the street. We'll see. Yes, that was 236. That's 237. That is 239. Is 238, 240, 241 back in the woods. Okay. That is 243. This one is 242. 244 is empty. We have 245 with the dog. And 247 is empty. 246 is empty. That one, still waiting on the number to come out from behind the sign, is 270, no, 241. Okay, so now we're going into circle number 6. Let's see what we've got here. That is, I missed it earlier around. That is site 202. That is 293 is occupied. 294. That is 295. 296. 298. 297, 300. All right, site 299 is occupied. 302 is empty, and we're gonna ride back in here and see what kind of swampy stuff is behind it. Looks like it'd have plenty of mosquitoes in the summertime. All right, 301 is occupied. And 303 is occupied. .304 is occupied. 305 is empty, and there's the bathhouse right behind it. 306 is occupied. 307. 308 is empty. 309 is occupied. Must be 310. It's occupied. 311. 312. 314. 313. 315. 316. 317 is occupied. Hey. And that's 19. This is 20. 21 is empty and 22 is occupied. 23 is occupied with this Sprinter. 24 is occupied. 25 is also occupied. This is 26 and 28. That's 29, 27, and 30 is occupied, and 31 is occupied, 32 is not occupied, 33 is occupied. 34 is empty. 35 is empty. And 36 is occupied. See if we get a better view. The problem with this direction is I can't tell what the numbers are, so you just have to look at them based on what was in it when we went around the correct direction. Alright, for anybody interested, we're going to take a quick ride through the Overflow tent camping at Myrtle Beach State Park. It comes off the back corner of a large parking lot that is listed as RV and trailer parking, but they've added lots of wheel stops in the middle, so I don't know where you put an RV unless you do like this guy and take up 5 spaces with one vehicle. But anyway, let's ride through the Overflow tent park camping. That was 292, 291, so they do allow your cars back in here with you. These are pretty big sites. Very nice tent sites. And I hope most of the numbers are visible in the video, since I'm not calling out numbers for all the spaces. And some of them, like that one, 263, are even hard to read without a camera. Okay, at this point we're all the way at the back, and on the other side of this little bridge is the nature trail. So we'll head back out and see if we can find the other half of the campground. For tent camping, I really like this. This is very nice. All right, I think that's all of the Overflow tent camping at Myrtle Beach State Park. So not a huge area, but a very nice, secluded little area. I think that will finish off any videos we might have of Myrtle Beach State Park. Thanks for watching, and have a great weekend out camping. All right, and that concludes our ride through Myrtle Beach State Park. I hope you find this video useful. Thank you, and have a wonderful weekend.